Thank you, coach. Thank you for being here with us. Your first word, coach, after this game.
Excuse
First
me?
word, first impression after this game.
It sort of confirmed my suspicions that a team that would climb into us and who's been together for a while and played many games like Angola and executes their game plan better than us will give us problems. And second half just showed that, where we just started breaking away from everything that we had success with in the first half and started holding the ball and not moving with pace, not cutting with pace, not passing the ball, becoming a little selfish in the process, to say the least.
Henry, you remain in the game until at halftime. What happened during the third quarter, especially?
I'd say in the third quarter, it just kind of, again, they got into us a little bit, and that took us out of what we wanted to run. We got a little bit hectic or sporadic in our execution and didn't really do everything that we needed to do. And that kind of transitioned into our defense in terms of we didn't execute on offense very well, and then defensively we had a couple of breakdowns that we just needed to communicate through, and we failed to do so.
Question.
Coach, we've seen Angola in the first two games really low, but today Angola has bounced back. We saw good basketball that you played. Are we going to see Angola coming back throughout the rest of the games for you?
You asking me to guess? Well,
Is there a bracket for this?
no, but I tell you this: Angola should have won. You know, but I'm not the coach of Angola, but I have been part of the coaching team in the past. No, but Angola has looked very solid in their games. They just haven't been able to close out the games. I think they should have won against Cape Verde, and even the Rwanda as well. So I'm not surprised. They've been very consistent defensively. They haven't really been able to sustain it because it takes a lot of effort. And you saw today as well, they were tired, but they still play hard. So I think they can do well and go through the next game and also after that. But then I think they'll struggle, to be honest with you, when they get into the Senegals and the Nigerians of this tournament and Tunisia.
Coach, what do you think about Maxi Chamba play today?
You know, Maxi is asked to do something that is not. He's not a point guard. He's a scoring, undersized combo guard, I would say. So having to run a team and not being groomed to do that in training camp obviously makes it hard for him. And then when you have too many loose pieces, as it were, it makes it hard for him. So, he turns the ball over 7 times or 6 times today, but it's also because he's more of a scorer than a floor leader as such. But I'm not going to criticize him. We ask him to do more than he's supposed to do. So in a way, we're asking players to play a role they're not comfortable with. And, you ask any player on any team to do that, they will be less efficient. And unfortunately, this trickles down how we play. So collectively, I thought we were very, very bad.
Henry, as a player on the court, what was, according to you, the turning point of this game?
I would say the turning point happened somewhere maybe halfway through the third quarter. It was just, they gained a lot of momentum. And again, a credit to Angola for executing, but they got some calls, they made some shots, they got some rebounds, we got a couple turnovers, and that kind of really gave them a push going on for the rest of the game.
Go ahead.
Well, you're not going to win many basketball games internationally if you turn the ball over 25 times. That's outrageous. So obviously, I'm going to look at what I've done or did to prepare them. We knew they would press, but I think players need to live and learn from this, obviously. And I think our spacing was bad, our passing was bad, our cuts was bad, our screens were bad. Everything was bad, of course, because Angola played consistent, hard-nosed defense.
Let me say GRC is still alive. So are you going to handle the thing you missed today?
I mean, we'll just come back and look at it, and then, I mean, you saw after the first game we lost to Rwanda. We came back, we corrected a lot of the things that we needed to correct, and that's kind of how we'll approach it again this time.
You have a question, Ray? And you're going to be the last.
Coach, so it's not the result you wanted. How are you going to try and manage? Obviously, you've got the Rwanda-Cape Verde game. You can't control that. How are you going to manage the team's emotions and your own as you wait for the Rwanda-Cape Verde result?
It's not going to affect anything. We're going to finish fourth, no matter what, because the point differential, even if we are minus, too much, so it's gonna be, the result is gonna be Angola second in our group, unless Cape Verde wins. So for us, we're out. So it's bye-bye, no more games. So I'm not going to be very excited. Is that a good answer?
Coach? Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
I think he was on my flight down here, actually.
Getting together again. I mean, what are your hopes and aspirations to get together again, Henry?
I mean, we were a pretty new group in terms of we got together in Monastir, 3 weeks ago, 3.5 or so. So, I mean, for the time that we had, I think we made solid steps or a solid progression towards becoming a more cohesive unit. And I think given more time or another go at it, we could do a lot better because we have a lot of weapons offensively and defensively. We just have to utilize that the right way in terms of us executing on the court, because the game plan is always solid. You just have to follow the game plan, and then as basketball players, which most of us are pros, make the adjustments that we've learned from our experiences and apply that to the game.
Well, I mean, with the new the competition system now, you go from AfroBasket to trying to qualify for the World Cup. So, what is the next step in terms of? Do you think that this unit of players or this squad of players will be together again? I mean, do you want to play in the African qualifiers for the World Cup? Because that would be the natural progression.
I mean, as an athlete and a competitor, I would love to play in the qualifiers, anything like that, just to kind of gain new experiences and see where I'm at, basketball-wise in terms of the grand scale. But I mean, in terms of the group, we kind of just gotta wait and see who's ready to go, I guess, at that time. You never know.
Okay, now it's really finished. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Edson, for being with us. Congratulations for this great and important win. Coach, which adjustment did you make before entering the game?
Nothing new. I think we are very simple and transparent. We work extremely hard. We give all out. We have 12 players. We believe in 12 players. 12 players, they work hard all the time.
Mm-hmm.
In practice every day, they deserve it. They have been doing this for almost 3 months with no excuses. So we're just doing this, you know, and we know we were prepared to suffer, you know. I think we were prepared to suffer, but we didn't do any adjustment, special adjustment, you know.
Okay. Edson, every game has its story, has its true. What was the key for today's game?
Qual era a chave do jogo de hoje?
Boa tarde. A chave do jogo é sempre a mesma, né? Defendermos bem para depois conseguirmos fazer bom ataque.
I think that the thing is always the same. Try to play better in defense, and then try to be good on offense.
E acredito que nós ganhamos a partir da defesa, e é o que nós temos trabalhado todos os dias.
And I believe that we won because of defense, and this is something that we have been working all days.
Questions? Give the mic to Ryan, please.
Coach, congratulations. Here we are back again after a big win and following the 2 tough losses, which were so close. Just talk about the attitude of the team today to just keep going, and 2 of your young stars, Eduardo Minguez and Carlos Moraes, your veterans, of course, leading the way, and it was just an overall great team performance.
Yes, you're right. The attitude was so good on all of them that a player who didn't play yesterday, who is not having minutes on his team in a domestic league, he's not even sometimes being on the 12. He played 22 minutes. I think he dropped 6 fouls. He got some points, some rebounds. So, and also, for example, this guy Glofate, a young guy that we put him against Slovenia from the beginning, guarding Doncic. So today Gilson, the other younger, was with foul trouble. The other guy, Leukene, who's still very young, you saw. So I think that the veterans are doing very good, the ones you mentioned, obviously. But this player, I told him that he must be the best defender in the championship, and I think he will do. I think he will be, and obviously Mingas, he can tell you, he's always the first. Every day, in 3 months, the first in breakfast, in lunch, in dinner, in practice. After practice, you are going to the elevator or on the escalator, you find him and he's working with the calves. This guy is obsessed on working, and this is why he deserves what is suffering, because, you know, when we bring Mingas, everybody in Angola was saying, why? When I say, I would like to have Mingas, he say, I'm coming today, directly, like this, I'm coming today. So when a guy have this kind of illusion, same than Leonel Paulo, when they have this kind of illusion, they deserve that, you know.
Sorry, just to follow up on that, Pep, you were talking about his defense, and it was something that we thought as well coming in. He's been your best defender. And it was evident in that first game when he cramped up, he had to go out, and then he came back in. And I think there was one play where he was like, and
yes,
he just couldn't move his legs.
Yes.
If Edison, could he talk about this experience and what is driving him like that?
¿Cuál es tu experiencia? Porque él es veron ya desde el primer juego y concordan con esto de que puede ser mejor defensor de todos, y que concordan de que ya vieron el primer juego cuando tú ficaste con cramps aquí, y que no podías y que continuaste y después voltaste y que hoy también. ¿Cuál es tu experiencia sobre lo que te está a acontecer aquí ahora, ¿no? En este rol, ¿no? Así.
Eu estou bem consciente daquilo que é o meu trabalho, aquilo que eu posso dar para o grupo.
I'm very focused on I'm like responsible on what I can do for the team.
Eu sei se eu dar mais de 100%, eu consigo ajudar muito mais a equipa. Então, por isso é que eu dou mais de 100% para que consiga desgastar todas as minhas energias para contribuir para que a equipa consiga uma vitória ou mais vitórias.
If I give 100% or more than 100%, I know that I'm helping and I'm contributing to the team. And I know if I give all my energy, this is something that is having an effect to the team. And this is my purpose. But we are talking a guy that is one of the best three-point shooters in the competition, in the local competition. So he's doing this for the team, you know. So this is my respect for him and all of these players.
Next question.
Yeah, please, Coach. When your team came to Kigali, Rwandans were afraid of Angola, and everyone is always afraid of Angola. But the first two games you lost, and people were like, "This is not the Angola we know." Now you're coming back. We saw a good game you played today. So can the people in Rwanda expect to see Angola they know in the rest of the games?
Well, you already seen on this competition that there are games that they are winning by 40, teams that they're winning by 40, or by 50, by 35, you know. And sometimes without even giving their max. They just, the talent is so high that they are winning and they just go, you know, 2 steps ahead of everybody. And there are 5 teams, 6 teams maybe like this. Angola was like this in the past. Now we are showing what we have. We are the team that we fight all possessions, that we play defense on our limits and our possibilities. We are pressing with a 42-year-old pressing full court. This is not Angola that you've been seeing, but that Angola that was winning and winning and winning, they were not winning like that too. They were winning easily, let's say, by 30, 40, 50, like some teams they are doing that. We know how we can win, and if we are the best defensive team in the competition, we'll have our options.
Coach, can we try French?
I'll try, but if don't, I
Okay.
mix with Catalan. Okay?
No worries. Avec ce nouveau format, donc vous allez vous retrouver à jouer un barrage, un play-off en tant que 3e ou 2e. Les premiers, eux, sont au repos. Est-ce que ce n'est pas un avantage pour garder les joueurs actifs alors que les premiers vont être au repos, eux?
Mais nous connaissons la situation, les 2 matchs avant, que nous avons joué avec la Rwanda et avec le Cabo Verde, que nous sommes à 5, 6, 7 points à fin, et après ils sont récupérés, et l'équipe nous essayons de gagner, seulement de gagner. Et aujourd'hui, nous avons de travailler, et quand nous à 5 points, nous avons de travailler pour 2 points. Et après, nous avons de travailler pour 15 points. Et non, tu ne pouvais rester seulement, comment tu dis, à regarder les scores. Tu as de travailler pour améliorer, pour ser meilleur. Et nous, acreditons, c'est portugais, nous believe que, oui, nous croyons que avec la défense, nous pouvons.
English, your Portuguese, and your French. Ndonima.
Catalan too.
Obrigado.
My language is Catalan. Spanish too. But Catalan.